Let's do a child behavior assessment. I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting, good communication, how to build strong family bonds, problem solving, calmness, and education, all through the lens of the principle self-government. And in this video, we're talking about assessing our children. I don't know if there's a time that parents are not assessing their children because we're watching them all of the time. But what are some key questions that you can be asking yourself to see how your child's developing and if they might need some help? That's what we're going to be talking about next. Watching how your child is developing can be very instructive. Also, though, we have to remember that sometimes we can read more into some of the things that we're assessing than we probably should. There are different stages of development. During different stages, different behaviors have a tendency to happen. So it could be that you're seeing something that's completely age appropriate, but there are some times where you see things that maybe are not age appropriate and could be signs that some other intervention needs to happen. One of my main rules of thumb is if you see that something is probably not going to be appropriate at any age, then it probably needs to be addressed. Even if the child is young, it's better to nip something in the bud than have a behavior turn into a habit and make it much more difficult to train the child later on. To make things as easy on the child as possible, correct problems as soon as possible. That said, make sure that you don't spend all your time emotionally reacting to things or reading too much into the things that you're seeing. Let's consider the following assessment questions. What does my child do to get my attention? Does my child focus on getting positive attention or negative attention? How do they do it? Many times children get frustrated when they try to seek positive attention that they don't get enough of it. And so they quickly transition to seeking negative attention. There are different ways that people seek negative attention. Some people will be angry or aggressive. Some people will cry or whine to get pity and to have someone come and hug and cuddle them. Sometimes a person will try to say mean things about somebody else just to get a laugh out of someone. Analyzing the way that your child goes about seeking attention helps you know maybe a deficit that your child might have. Every child needs adequate attention. Hopefully it happens in your family in natural and normal ways. Natural and normal attention looks like parents talking with each other, reading together, cuddling together, sharing their thoughts with each other, having learning experiences together. These are all great times to seek attention. Another question we might ask ourselves is, who does my child want to spend the majority of their time with? Are they constantly asking for friends, or are they asking for digital devices? Or are they wanting to spend their time with siblings or parents? And what activities are they wanting to play at these times? Do they want to go to a certain friend's house because of a digital device? Could they be drawn too much toward a digital device? This leads to some other questions we might want to ask ourselves, such as, is my child thinking about digital devices and things related to screens too much? Does my child expect to be entertained or distracted from regular life on a regular basis? Another assessment question we might ask ourselves is, does my child self-motivate? Are they able to determine that they want to accomplish something and then see that through to the end? If not, what we might need to do is we might need to practice goal setting and follow through, which can come with one of our teaching self-government skills, which is the skill of following instructions. Does your child accept no answers and boundaries from you or other people? And when I say accept no answers, that means that they can say okay, and they can be okay, and they can drop the subject. They stay completely calm. Does your child have good awareness about their calmness? When they're calm, when they're not calm, and do they have a plan for how to get themselves calm if they happen to be struggling with that? If not, then that might be a skill that they need to learn. Does your child know how to get their way or get understood? There's a teaching self-government skill called disagreeing appropriately that is very liberating for people. In fact, it's empowering. It allows children and parents to have times where they can communicate about things in ways that aren't manipulative and where the child is ready to accept the direction from the parent and the authority of the parent, but the parent is always listening to the child and hearing them out. Does your child try to get away from you? Why do you think that is? Could it be that you need to deliberately spend more productive time with them? When you think about your interactions with your child, does it feel like most of them are positive interactions or are they negative interactions? Meaning, are you getting emotional at your child? That's something you might have to work on within yourself. When you do correct your child, especially if it's done in a calm, self-governed way, do they accept those corrections and take personal responsibility or not? If not, it could be that they need more opportunity to do more hard things. They probably need to be corrected more often, and they need to see that it's beneficial at accepting responsibility for themselves. There's a lot more I could share about this, especially on the solution side of things. So I recommend watching my next video, which is Treatment for Child Behavior Problems. I'll see you there.